It's now official. We know what's gonna happen in the global relaunch of DragonHeir Silent Gods. We got developers' letter today and they go over what's happened, why it took them so long, and what we gonna have when the game globally relaunches and the North American region is back. So today we received the awaited news that we were supposed to get at the end of the April, and if you log into the game or if you don't have an account and don't want to download the game again, you can find it on Facebook, Reddit, and even Discord. So we got a letter from the developers where basically they explained to us what was happening with the game and why the game took the turn the way it did. So since the launch in September 2023, yes, it has been so long, DragonHeir received support and love from 10 million travelers worldwide. Basically, they are thanking us, and they also say that they understand that many travelers have been dissatisfied with DragonHeir lack of new content since December. It's not December 2024, it's more like December 2023. No, it wouldn't even make sense, but yeah, basically since past 9 months we've been doing pretty much the same stuff, so no new content. And they would like to take this opportunity to communicate with all the travelers and basically tell us what's happening. So first the news went to the traveler Pioneer Club travelers, basically the premium players. So here from the late 2023 to early 2024, they were still basking in the joy of DragonHeir's successful launch. And yes, this was a successful launch. Everyone loved DragonHeir Silent Gods. There were people who didn't like seasonal gameplay and they were leaving the game, although the core of the game is still seasonal, right? So this is what this game is all about. So various unexpected changes began to occur both within and outside of our team, causing the development of new content to stagnate for nearly a year. And that's true. As you know, they had internal issues, they had to change the publisher, migrate, etc. Then the USA ban and etc. as well. So that didn't go well, and we knew it. Content creators, we've been covering that. We were explaining to you why this happened. Some of you didn't want to listen, but it was real, right? That was the struggle they had. So after numerous efforts, it wasn't until the end of 2024 that DragonHeir was finally able to reconnect with players in most regions around the world. Right, so that's what happened. And now the issues and adjustments, and they go over what they thought. So basically the migration, which is the change of the publisher and staff, was a significant loss for both project team and the players. I agree. Both of us, we only lost. We didn't gain anything new. And while migrating, they have also begun reflecting on and revising DragonHeir. So that gave them time to reflect on what's working and what's not working. So they believe that the DragonHeir, to perform better, they need to address few following issues. First of all, too expensive. And I think everyone will agree here. $5 per summon price and the gacha design focused on general pool with all heroes mixed together were too costly for most players. True. That is super true. Getting Heliolite dice through the content was not easy task, and 5 per summon and 35 PT, that was huge. That's very expensive. And it was too expensive to obtain the heroes the players wanted, and even after 4 seasons, many players still couldn't assemble mainstream hero lineups to experience the joy of strategy and gameplay. Yes, especially since exclusive heroes, the ones that you build a team around, had even a lower chance of being obtained, right? And they were not in the special summoning pools. High learning curve for team strategies. In-game we lack guidance for hero team compositions, which they started adding eventually, requiring players to invest enormous effort into researching hero skills, equipment, and team synergies. This is actually not bad. This is what I loved about the game. I had to spend multiple hours to find the best ways to utilize the heroes. However, since I had access to the test server, it was very convenient, because if you play the game, you could not waste your experience potions or materials on heroes just to test them and never use them again. So that was the issue, really. I mean, players love researching, but give them tools to do so. For players with fewer legendary heroes, finding effective team strategies was even more difficult. That's true. Some of the legendary heroes were so hard to replace that you basically were doing way less damage compared to the teams that could use that legendary hero. Then we have the lack of diverse gameplay. They introduced numerous challenge stages centered around team strategies. However, stages alone don't create a complete gaming experience. The game's modes still need adjustments and expansion. Therefore, since October 2024, they've been working to adjust the game's content, hoping to welcome all players back with an improved experience. Our changes include, so before we go over these changes, right? Yes, I agree. The gameplay, I mean, the seasonal gameplay was fun for a few seasons, doing the story again. I think the story was one of the things that really kept me going because we were learning about the world. The world is, ever changing in this game and it's all connected. So missing on a story is, not good, but there are also those players who only want gameplay. And I understand that. So basically there's two players, the role play and the gameplay. And obviously they can also include both of those groups. So what happened here is basically we were getting a bit of a story and no new content, only a content that changed, like the dungeon bosses were slightly changed. We still got new end game boss, which is obviously cool. We got new continental challenge bosses every season as well, which was cool until we obviously hit that season recycle period, which was not so good. So what they're changing here is basically significant price reductions. They hope by lowering cost of each summon, adding targeted banners. Yes, we know that exists in the China, so you can get floras and etc. when you hit that cap, like 300 summons. So save your dice for that. And setting more reasonable PT systems. Okay, I'm not sure what they mean by that. 35 is good. Obviously, looking at the cost, that was quite high, but 35 for a legendary is good. So we'll see what they mean by that. Most players will be able to assemble strategically viable teams. That's true. Streamline Progression. Okay, so that's the important one. They want players to spend less time leveling up individual heroes and more time focusing on the core gameplay to have fun, and I agree with that. Leveling is boring, especially leveling every season. I want to use new heroes rather than use only the most popular heroes or the most OP heroes. I want to try new things with all the heroes available to me, and I had the chance to do that, as I said, because of the test server, but most of the players couldn't spend the resources because resource management was actually the most important thing in DragonHeir Silent Gods. Now it's not going to be as important as all of the heroes will be at the maximum level, which would mean more fun, less micromanagement. So selecting selectable heroes and using effective strategies to overcome stronger opponents. As a result, they completely abandoned individual hero levels. All heroes now share a level, making them as close to ready to use upon summoning as possible, and that makes sense. When I get a new hero, I want to test that hero. I want to use it straight away. I don't want to farm goblins for 3 hours to get the potions to then use him and find out he's actually not viable in my teams. And there's no way of resetting, so I just wasted my resources that I could have used elsewhere. Combat system overall. With reduced prices and streamlined progression focusing players on team strategy enjoyment, we need more accessible strategic gameplay that beginners could easily grasp and gradually master. To achieve that, they replaced previous elemental affinity based in building guide with comps, each with different effects. Through these strategies, we hope players will gradually understand each hero's abilities and discover unique approaches to tackle different bosses. So this is interesting because this will obviously change the way we build our teams. Who knows, maybe you could build a Dauntless team with some tweaks and make it super powerful using different heroes outside of the Dauntless faction. I'm not quite sure how this works, but we've noticed that when I looked at the content creators videos that actually have access to the Chinese version, that there's more buffs now rather than the affinity, which is good. So they also redesigned the seasonal gameplay, and this is something that you guys wanted to know, if the season's gonna go, stay, or they will be changed. And they're gonna stay, but they will look a little bit different according to them. And from what I heard, in the China, the seasons are actually 9 weeks, so that is already shorter. To address the combat needs to be fun issue, they will focus on having fun content. As a seasonal game, the purpose of season shouldn't just be a new round of competition. I agree. We want each season to focus players on different core gameplay elements. That's true. So we've planned various central mechanics such as Alliance PvP and Alliance boss modes. Amazing, because current Alliance PvP is terrible and there's no Alliance boss modes. As well as solo roguelike gameplay. You could see that gameplay on one of my videos. I believe I covered one of the content creators who was playing it. So yes, the roguelike gameplay is there. We hope to continuously bring players new experience. We hope so too. These features were first launched in the mainland China version and have proven effective. Now we finally have the confidence to synchronize these adjustments with the global version. So this is why they actually launched it first in the China. They wanted them to test if the changes are well received, or if the new players enjoy these gameplays. Because if they didn't, if the Chinese players didn't enjoy them, there would be no sense to put them into our version, because they would be not proven or well received elsewhere. So that's why they waited, okay? They wanted to see how those players react there, and obviously they're happy with that and they want to add it to the game, and we're happy because we're getting something as well. We're gonna play the game. Rebirth, global version challenge and plans. The reason why the launch was in China first was because it was a completely new region, which made it so much easier, right, to test these changes, allowing them to adjust the game to its optimal state without interference from existing online data. Exactly, that will be quite hard to implement it first in the global version before China, because they will need to change so many things and tackle so many issues to basically before they even start the development. Now, as they return to the global version, any modification directly affect tens of thousands of online players, so they must proceed with caution. Yeah, that's true. We don't want to lose our accounts. We don't want to lose our heroes, progression, etc. Right? After careful consideration, they plan to restore DragonHeir global version content and updates and promote strategy in the following ways. The seasons restart with synchronized content. They want all players to explore the new content. Therefore, in the global version, they will restart the season and updates, releasing new content according to the seasonal schedule and merging it with the global version. All players will start from season 1. We knew this is going to happen, right? But the user data will be retained. Due to significant adjustments to hero abilities and seasonal gameplay, we know there is this hero talents, etc. After the new version update, all players will need to begin from brand new season 1. That's fine. I prefer to repeat season 1 than season 4. Basically, they also say in worry not, after the new version update, we'll begin in season 1, however, we'll retain our heroes, artifact, dragon crystals, worm arrows, dice, and skill scrolls. Our assets will be not lost, but don't worry. But I still think what they're gonna do, and they didn't mention that here, is they will lock season 2, 3, and 4 heroes. We won't be able to use them in season 1, we'll be able to use them in season 2, 3, and 4 whenever that unlocks. That's according to the unofficial Pioneer Club message where people asked about that, which you can see in one of my shorts that I made. So if you don't watch shorts, make sure you do watch mine, because they're really good with information. And instead of me making 20-minute long video, I can give you most recent news within a minute. Now, account valuation for veteran players with exclusive benefits. So this is what we, those who played, want to know, and it doesn't really explain much here, but they say that there will be account valuation even for veteran players, returning our previous investments in the form of special rewards in the new version. Very vague. There's no explanation how that's gonna work, so yeah, we need to still wait for this. For this approach, they hope to express their sincere gratitude to travelers who have continuously supported them by providing attractive rewards, and we encourage you to spread the word, reunite with former battle mates to once again venture to Adenfia. Okay, so I agree. Yeah, if you have old friends that left and were looking for better times, now is the time to let them know. Probably there will be like return to the realm events as well, so you can get some rewards, both you and the returning player. Complete global launch. So when the new version goes live, and I don't think there's a date yet, DragonHeir will also relaunch in North America and several other affected regions. So if you're one of the affected regions, you can play again. They are delighted to once again provide complete service to travelers across all global regions. Now, they don't mention what's happened with your previous accounts. Maybe they'll work because they archived the data, so who knows. Detailed update plans and even information will be gradually released through Discord and Facebook communities in the future, which obviously, once we get the information, I will cover them, and before the global release, I'll try to like make a whole batch of information, summarize it, and give it to you guys. So please stay tuned. For all players who have preserved and accompanied DragonHeir until today, their hearts are filled with gratitude. So now, thing that we've all been waiting for is new gift code. Right, so to express the gratitude, they are offering a gift code containing 5 Heliolite dice, 10 Starlight Stone dice, and 1 million gold, which you can redeem by entering the game now. The code is brand new DH. Okay, so brand new DH is the code. However, guys, this code is available, I believe I read it in one of the message, until end of May. Now, this could mean that the changes will hit after end of May, and you might as well redeem this gift code now, or if the changes happen halfway through May, which I don't believe they will, because we still need access to the test server so we can test it, and usually it's like a week or two before release, then you might as well try and keep this code until the new season. Right, so when you start new season, you basically, the game relaunches, you'll get 5 Heliolite dice, 10 Starlight Stone dice, and 1 million gold. But once again, remember, this might happen, this code is valid till end of May, so if the game really relaunches after May, you will not be able to use that code anymore. So keep your tabs on it, either use it straight away or look out for more information and decide when you want to use this code. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. That's a good chunk of information we got. Clarifies a little bit, still few unknowns, but let me know in the comment section below what you think about these changes, and if you've been one of those regions that have been shut down, let me know if you think of coming back, because obviously this will be good for the community if you give this game one more chance, as I still believe DragonHeir Silent Gods is one of the best games on the market at this moment.